For 16 years, a fugitive has been hiding out in these mountains. A leader who started a war that claimed over 10,000 lives. For just under a decade, a fragile peace has held on Bougainville. But the jungle warrior has stayed on his mountaintop, holed up with his armed rebels, controlling up to a quarter of the island. Now, on the eve of elections for a new Bougainville government, the man who would be king, Francis Ona, is back. This is the new look Francis Ona. Jungle fatigues replaced with a businessman's shirt. Still very much the master of the tactical assault, but now in civilian guise. The king of the mountain has come to Arawa, Bougainville's former administrative hub, to fight for his political life. This month, the town's residents, along with the rest of Bougainville, will vote for a new government. Francis Ona wants to stop that, dead in its tracks. The autonomous government is a creature of Bougainville's peace process. For 6 years, Francis Ona has refused to be involved. He argues Bougainville is already independent, a nation he calls Mekamui. For the Australian and Papua New Guinea governments and the United Nations, who've spent years preparing for the coming elections, this may be their worst nightmare. The man who single-handedly sparked revolution on Bougainville is once again on the loose. Ona has always been a high-stakes negotiator. Back in 1989, outraged at the environmental carnage the Panguna copper mine had inflicted on his homeland, Ona demanded $10 billion in compensation. At the time, Panguna was the biggest copper mine in the world, providing 40% of Papua New Guinea's export earnings. Ona and his Bougainville Revolutionary Army shut it down and prepared for the inevitable backlash.
PRA is ready to retaliate at any invasion plans by PNG Defence Force.
In the bloody 10-year conflict that followed, the PNG Defence Force was often humiliated by Bougainville's jungle fighters. And as many as 1 in 10 islanders lost their lives in the fighting and the economic blockade that followed. To this day, the mine remains closed and under the control of Ona's men. And now he's back to take on the government once more. His first stop is the UN compound. Since 1997, the UN has helped set the groundwork for the coming elections. Ona wants to sweep all that away, demanding the signing of a formal declaration of independence.
I think my role here is now to receive this declaration, and I do not think it is appropriate for me to sign anything until I have seen exactly what is in here.
It's a clever ploy.
I must tell you, this is a good news. Independency of Bougainville is welcome.
The mostly illiterate crowd think the UN's signing of the paper and the handshake a confirmation of independence. The word spreads like wildfire. The next target is a contingent of Australian Federal Police.
We don't want you Federal Police here! You have no work to do in Bougainville! You must go!
The Australian police are in Bougainville as part of a new Australian aid package, with the support of PNG.
The message is on your ears. You've got it already. Please, tell the police people, you've got a lot of work to be done. Back your home. Back your home.
Ona professes to come in peace, with placards and loudspeakers, not guns. But his speech is filled with anger at outsiders and foreigners. And as the rhetoric reaches its height, our own producer becomes a target for that anger. There's no doubt Francis Ona can draw a crowd. Even after 16 years in hiding, many still respect him. But translating that respect into political support is increasingly being undermined by the man himself. Over the past year, Ona has made a series of bizarre declarations, culminating in his proclamation of Bougainville as the Kingdom of Mekamui, with him as its absolute monarch. The danger for Francis Ona is that the King of the Mountain may well be seen as the fool on the hill.
Interesting issue, that one, because the thing is that there has not been a king in Bougainville before.
For years, Sam Kaona was Francis Ona's loyal and inspirational military commander. Now the former guerrilla leader views the crowning of King Francis with comical disbelief.
Some just couldn't believe it. Some say it's all bullshit. But others under Mekamui, maybe they may have thought that it's a step forward for them. They might have made Francis crown him king, and that perhaps things will fall in line. It will be the answer. I do not know.
In the direction there is the Panguna mine.
Like Sam Kaona, Joseph Kabui is one of many former Ona allies who have abandoned the self-proclaimed king. Considered the political genius behind the BRA's successes in the 90s, Kabui gave up the revolutionary struggle and joined the peace process years ago. He's now a front-runner to be elected president.
I think what is going through Francis Ona's mind is he certainly is under pressure to deliver. A time has come for him to show first and foremost the people of Bougainville and perhaps the world that he can deliver, that he can lead.
Is it a grab for power?
I think so, yeah. I think it is a grab for power, yes, definitely. I think in the final analysis, it is.
So in this second coming, can Francis Ona, now a self-proclaimed king, once again rally the people to his side?
Today, I standing here, I confirm that I'm ready to give service and development to my people.
The key this time is in what he's offering, wealth and prosperity for all.
Give me time and I'll do it for you, just for you.
But the more you hear about how Ona's grand promises will be delivered, the more bizarre it seems. It's been cooked up by a royal court, replete with dubious foreign advisers. Surrounded by Mekamui bodyguards, at least one of them is hiding in this car. Incredibly, they are the backing for Ona's promises to deliver everything for all on Bougainville.
I got people all over the world supporting me as a monarchy. We got a monarchical system which supports each other. So other monarchies are ready to give me much needed aid.
It's pure fantasy. The man in the front passenger seat is Prince Geoffrey from the so-called independent sovereign state of Bougainville. He is in fact Jeff Richards from Kempsey in New South Wales. Bougainville exists only in cyberspace. Can you give us the names of some of these monarchies that are helping you?
Not because it's under NC and NDICC declarations. I'm presently contracted bound not to be disclosed. I've asked the people in the...
Despite the key role of these foreigners in his kingdom, Francis Ona professes to know little about them.
As far as I know, there are humanitarian people trying to assist people on Bougainville.
Is Prince Geoffrey one of those people?
Can be. I haven't got much information on this.
Whether Francis Ona knows it or not, the money-making scheme behind his new kingdom is a scam. In downtown Arawa, you'll find what passes for the National Bank of Mekamui, part of King Francis's new international monetary system, the one that Ona's unnamed fellow monarchs will support.
Is this the Central Bank of Mekamui? This is Central Bank Long Mekamui?
But this is not your average bank. All deposits are welcome. However, try to make a withdrawal, and that's another matter.
But can you tell us, are any payouts being made here today? Are people able to withdraw their money?
That's not my business to release that.
There are a lot of people
I have no
who know
authority.
about what's going on here.
The bank is little more than a front for a massive financial fraud that's estimated to have conned as many as 4 out of every 5 Bougainvillians.
How do you feel about the situation at the moment? Are you waiting to be paid?
It's known as UVistract, a barefaced pyramid scheme that has robbed Bougainvillians of millions.
Just please. Move. Leave the place, please. Move.
And this is what it's all about. This is a UVistract contract. In this case, a local man invested 17,000 kina and was told that within 45 days he would double his money. That was in 1999 and he's still waiting. He was recently told by a UVistract official that this contract is now worth 51 million kina. That's about 25 million Australian dollars. But he, along with so many thousands of others, are still waiting for a single kina.
The man behind it is Noah Masinku, Bougainville's homegrown king of financial scams.
I think it's a combination of all things. I think it's a bit of an evangelist in there and a salesman in there, a bit of a conman in there. So he certainly is a smooth operator.
It was Noah Masinku who first invited Francis Ona's royal advisors to Bougainville. And it was Masinku who crowned Francis Ona king in a ceremony at Panguna in May last year. To get to the heart of this scam and the man who has manipulated the hopes and fears of Bougainville for years, you have to head south, 4 hours drive to Tonu village, the headquarters of UVistract.
Well, we're about 1 kilometre away from Tonu village. That's the place where Noah Masinku's setting up his headquarters, and he's set up things like world banks, central banks, even grassroots banks. It's what he calls a new world financial system. We're not sure what we're going to find when we get there, and we're not sure what sort of a welcome we're going to receive.
As we reach the edge of town, a warning. It's called the Mekamui Peace Zone, but all foreigners are banned. Just how secretive this place is becomes only too apparent. We are immediately herded onto a disused airstrip, and surrounded by a crowd of gunmen. Again, our inquiries are unwelcome. What we are able to discern is that across the way, some sort of evangelical meeting is going on.
This one is the start of the ceremony of the process of the UV strip.
And so this is a ceremony over here to open up the bank to start the system going.
Yeah.
We later find out the bank's administrators have very good news. According to Noah Masinku, as he opened the latest branch of his so-called bank, he paid out $1 trillion to UVistract's long-suffering investors. Of course, it's all funny money. Yet, among those he claims to have paid millions to are senior advisors to Francis Ona. So the director's over there at that meeting now?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, perhaps when you go over, you could ask, is there any chance we could actually speak to the director or to the governor, whichever. I mean, we'd just like to find out what's going on. Our request to talk to Mr. Masinku is rejected, and we leave, like everyone else today, empty-handed.
The finances that will support Mekamui, are they being provided in any way through the operations of Noah Masinku or UVistract or the Royal Assembly of Nations and Kingdoms?
No, my government is outside Noah Masinku's system. We are outside, yeah.
What's the nature of your relationship with Noah? Because he talks about a twin kingdom.
As a local person on Bougainville, I have nothing to do with him. No. He's free there. Yeah. He's doing his own things, you know.
Well, I think I can describe, what is going on within the no-goes, and particularly with all these, promises of massive wealth, coming down. I can describe that, really as something of a Kako cult, really. People expecting, so much billions, trillions, coming down or being handed over to them by, people that thought, they had all the money.
You don't have to look far to find those who've lost in the UVistract scam. People here are hoping to find out some information as to whether or not a payouts actually happen.
Yes. They're still waiting. They're waiting to find out if any payments have been made.
How regular an occurrence is this that people hear a payout might be happening?
Well, they're still waiting. They're just still waiting.
The district government official, Peter Unio, conducts a head count. Nearly every single person has lost money.
How much?
Around 3 grams.
3 grand.
And he wants Australian police on Bougainville to take action.
I think Australia has done a lot of things overseas, abroad, in Iraq, but it's doing less here.
And so you're talking about the Australians who are working with the promoters of UVistract?
Yep.
What should be
Prince Chep and them, David and them.
What should be done about them?
Should be arrested.
The Australian police aren't doing anything about it because they can't. Their mandate is to help train the local police force. And the no-go zone maintained by Francis Ona, with its roadblock and armed guards, remains just that, out of bounds to both local and Australian police.
Police here on Bougainville respect the no-go zones, and that's something that's come out of the peace agreement, and the police operate within the political boundaries that exist on Bougainville, and the police are quite conscious of the restrictions of the peace agreement and the necessity to maintain peace and good law and order on Bougainville, and are not prepared to breach those agreements.
It's a situation Ona, his white advisors and the peddlers of UVistract are happy to maintain.
Police were in Port Moresby had investigated Mr. Noah Mashinko, and he took flight into the no-go zone. Now he's living in the no-go zone.
So he is a wanted person?
He's a wanted person, I think, for failing to appear in court in a matter against his company and the central bank.
A week after his first rally, we get a late-night message. Francis Ona has left his no-go zone under cover of night. He's on the move again. As the election draws nearer, he's stepping up his efforts to win hearts and minds.
Well, it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. We're heading north on the highway up to Buka. That's about 4 hours away. Francis Ona is also on the road this morning. He's heading to Buka, but for what we're not sure. It could be a political rally, it could be a confrontation. Either way, it's his second public appearance in a week, and this one could be even more audacious than the first.
Winning the people of Buka to his cause is critical for Ona and no easy task. Far removed from the no-go zone, Buka is starting to look like a success story. The king thinks he can do better.
I will be looking at the medical services and educational services, and also the development too much. For example, here in Buka town, I found that there's no water supply. People are carrying buckets and all this up to the shower room, and it's unrealistic.
As in Arawa the week before, careful planning has gone into the Ona Roadshow. For 2 days, the Mekamui clan has been trucked up to Buka for support. And a little bit of pork barrelling won't go unnoticed. But the king delivered on very little else. Perhaps under the influence of his advisers, Ona subjected the crowd to a monologue on the legal status of the Australian Governor-General.
No Governor-General is or has ever been legal in Australia since 1919.
Under the blistering midday sun, the crowd soon grew bored with Ona's rambling speech.
In relation to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, I personally hold in the highest regard as well as her household, a queen of courage and resolve, a true leader.
Ona's former comrades are blunt. The king of Mekamui has lost the plot.
Driving down from Buka and heading back home, I've heard rumours, and these are rumours that I can say that they're reliable. What people have said is this: look, I think we are finished now with Francis Ona. We're finished. It's the same old talk. Same old promise. Same old, all this is high-flying talk. I guess I would deliver, but when are I going to deliver? When?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, he has been conned. As simple as that.
Now, me like him, all this are police. From today on, please move.
Some worry that given the promises he has made and the company he's keeping, Francis Ona is playing a high-stakes game.
It definitely is a danger. There's a real danger, yes. If he fails to deliver, there's a real danger that he might find himself in an unfortunate situation. I mean, we've had many cases all over the world that in just straight other frustrations they've ended up taking the lives of some of their leaders. There's a real danger.
The past 16 years will be marked as some of the darkest in Bougainville's history. The people have endured war, disease and economic hardship, and they've borne it all with faith and hope. As the peace process and the coming elections bring the chance of a brighter future, many are waiting to see if the man who set Bougainville on its current path will be a part of that future. Our request